The Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, had bad teeth, and those teeth would ultimately lead to his downfall. In the mid-1980s, the Night Stalker terrorized California. He broke into homes at night, murdering and assaulting innocent people. But one thing many of his victims remembered: his bad teeth. The Night Stalker's teeth were so distinctive that they became a key piece of evidence in the case. They helped police to identify him and bring him to justice. This video will tell the story of the Night Stalker and how his teeth helped to put him behind bars. It will also explore the impact that his crimes had on his victims and their families. Throughout 1984 and 1985, the notorious Night Stalker Richard Ramirez unleashed a reign of terror, claiming the lives of at least 13 individuals in various locations across California, while also subjecting numerous others to brutal attacks. Remarkably, the survivors of his heinous crimes distinctly remembered his decaying teeth, which left a lasting impression on their memory. Over a span of just over a year, the state of California was gripped with fear as the notorious serial killer Richard Ramirez, known as the Night Stalker, unleashed a wave of terror. His modus operandi involved breaking into homes, subjecting the inhabitants to vicious assaults, and stealing their valuable possessions. However, what stood out in the memories of those who survived his attacks was a chilling detail: the distinct recollection of Richard Ramirez's teeth. Ramirez's teeth were in a deplorable state, marked by decay and missing teeth. This unsettling condition bestowed upon him a sinister and menacing grin that left an indelible mark on his victims. Moreover, the extensive dental work Ramirez had undergone played a significant role in undermining his alibi, ultimately puncturing holes in his claims and casting doubt on his credibility. This narrative recounts the pivotal role played by Richard Ramirez's teeth in his ultimate downfall as the Night Stalker. During the period spanning from June 1984 to August 1985, Richard Ramirez instilled widespread terror in communities across both Northern and Southern California. His brutal reign encompassed a range of horrifying acts, including the abduction and abuse of children, home invasions, and the heinous crimes of murder, rape, and torture against his victims. What set Ramirez apart from other killers was his chilling lack of discrimination in selecting his targets. His victims included both men and women, people of various age groups, couples, young families, and individuals living alone, leaving the entire community gripped with fear and uncertainty. In addition, Ramirez consistently altered his methods of killing and attacking his victims. He employed a variety of weapons, including guns, knives, as well as his own hands and feet. His sadistic tendencies were evident through terrifying threats such as the proposition to cut a victim's eyes out and the demand for another to swear to Satan. Notably, it was only later in his spree that Ramirez insisted his victims refer to him as the Night Stalker. Furthermore, he exhibited geographical flexibility by shifting his criminal activities from Southern California to Northern California, making it even more challenging for authorities to apprehend him. But many of his victims noticed the same thing about their attacker. The Night Stalker had bad teeth. Richard Ramirez's teeth made a lasting impact. Beginning his days as a child with sugary cereal and Coca-Cola, he developed a heavy addiction to cocaine in his adult life. Consequently, his teeth suffered the consequences of these detrimental habits, gradually decaying and even falling out as a result. His victims vividly recalled Richard Ramirez's teeth. Following Ramirez's intrusion into her residence, where he subjected her to a vicious attack and killed her husband in July 1985, Somkid Kovananth depicted him as brown-skinned with bad teeth, aged between 30 to 35, weighing around 150 pounds and standing at approximately 6'1". Similarly, Sakina Abawath, who tragically lost her husband during Ramirez's brutal assault on their home a month later, also described him as having stained and crooked teeth. Surviving victims Sophie Dickman and Lillian Doy provided statements to the police, recounting their encounters with the assailant, both emphasizing his noticeably poor dental condition. "Our main leads came from his teeth and footprints," recalled Frank Salerno, the lead detective at the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, as he reflected on the significance of victim testimonies and the footprints carefully documented by the police. "That's where we directed our efforts," he added, highlighting the pivotal role these details played in the investigation. Undoubtedly, Richard Ramirez's teeth played a crucial role in enabling detectives to make significant progress towards identifying the Night Stalker. Following an unsuccessful abduction attempt in northeast Los Angeles, Ramirez hastily fled the scene in a stolen Toyota. Eventually, he was stopped by the police for a traffic violation and quickly abandoned the vehicle. However, this seemingly ordinary traffic stop yielded a vital piece of evidence. When the authorities gained access to the abandoned car, they discovered an appointment card for Dr. Peter Leung, a dentist based in Chinatown. This discovery served as a crucial clue that helped investigators in their pursuit of Richard Ramirez. Under the alias of Richard Mena, Ramirez had scheduled the appointment with Dr. Peter Leung. During their investigation, the police learned from Dr. Leung that Mena, who was later identified as Ramirez, had been experiencing numerous dental issues. Specifically, he suffered from painful abscesses in his mouth and required further treatment at Dr. Leung's office. This information provided valuable insights into Ramirez's dental condition, aiding the authorities in their pursuit of the Night Stalker. Despite a failed stakeout at Dr. Leung's office to apprehend Ramirez, the testimony provided by his dentist played a pivotal role after his eventual arrest on August 31, 1985. While fingerprints ultimately led to the identification of the Night Stalker, it was Richard Ramirez's teeth that became a key piece of evidence that would keep him incarcerated. During the Night Stalker's trial, significant attention was devoted to Richard Ramirez's teeth. Testifying dentists revealed that 9 of his teeth were decayed, and he had significant gaps in both his upper and lower gums. Numerous witnesses also provided descriptions of Ramirez's teeth. Esther Petshar, who had observed Ramirez purchasing an AC/DC hat that was subsequently discovered at a crime scene, recalled that he had hardly any teeth and a smile reminiscent of a killer clown. These testimonies further emphasize the distinctive and unsettling nature of Ramirez's dental condition. And Glenn Creason, a Los Angeles librarian, also described noticing Ramirez's absolutely disgusting rotted teeth when he walked into the Los Angeles Public Library. Ultimately, Richard Ramirez's teeth played a decisive role in his downfall. During his trial, Ramirez's father, Julian, attempted to provide an alibi for his son by asserting that the killer had been in El Paso with family members on May 29th and May 30th, 1985. However, it was during this period that the Night Stalker had committed heinous acts, including the rape and murder of 81-year-old Florence Lang, as well as the rape of 83-year-old Mabel Bell and 42-year-old Carol Kyle. The evidence linking Ramirez to these crimes contradicted his father's alibi and contributed to the teeth of justice closing in on him. However, Richard Ramirez's dentist, Dr. Leung, possessed evidence that contradicted Julian's claims. He had records proving that Ramirez had attended a dental appointment in Los Angeles during the same time frame, establishing that Ramirez had indeed been in the city during the Night Stalker's vicious attacks in May, rather than in El Paso. Consequently, Ramirez was found guilty of 13 murders, 5 attempted murders, 11 sexual assaults, and 14 burglaries, resulting in 19 death penalties being imposed on him. Yet, the significance of Richard Ramirez's teeth in the narrative doesn't conclude just yet. Considering the prominent role Richard Ramirez's teeth played during his trial, it comes as no surprise that Ramirez opted to address his dental issues while incarcerated. He sought the assistance of prison dentist Dr. Alfred Otero, who promptly performed a root canal, provided fillings, and treated the decay in his 9 teeth. Ramirez took steps to improve his dental health while serving his sentence. Unfortunately, Dr. Otero could not undo the devastation that Richard Ramirez had inflicted upon California. By the time of his arrest, the Night Stalker had committed a minimum of 13 murders and subjected nearly 24 individuals to rape or torture. He left survivors grappling with profound trauma, turning their homes, once sanctuaries, into scenes of crime and terror. On June 7, 2013, Ramirez passed away before his scheduled execution due to complications stemming from B-cell lymphoma. At the age of 53, he left behind a legacy defined by fear and horror, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk within human beings. Richard Ramirez's teeth have forged their own distinct legacy. They played a crucial role in bringing the Night Stalker closer to justice, aiding the police in their pursuit of the notorious and violent killer. Furthermore, Ramirez's teeth contributed to ensuring that he remained incarcerated, serving as a tangible reminder of the atrocities he committed. The indelible mark left by his dental evidence serves as a testament to the tireless efforts of law enforcement and the pursuit of justice in keeping such a dangerous individual off the streets. The Night Stalker terrorized California for over a year, but his bad teeth ultimately led to his downfall. Thanks to the careful work of the police and the bravery of his victims, Richard Ramirez was brought to justice. This case is a reminder that even the smallest details can be crucial in solving a crime. It is also a reminder that evil can never truly triumph over good. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more fascinating and disturbing true crime stories. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.